When we talk about robotics, most of the educators say that robotics is all about technology, but I say try to understand robotics is not about technology only. It's one part is technology, the one part of the coin is technology, the other part of the coin is it helps to develop the future skills among the kids. Today we talk about unemployment. Unemployment is the largest problem in the country, not in India, globally. This unemployment problem can be solved as entrepreneur. If a lot of people can become a job seeker, they have to transform themselves as a job creator. To transform from job seeker to job creator, one need to build that skill sets. Hello educators. So we often speak with schools and school principals and various teachers and school authority, and everybody has a question: why do we need a robotic lab in schools? And I say it's not a choice. You must and should have a robotic lab. Why? Let's decode why every school need a robotic lab. Let's decode today. So fundamentally, if you look at a school where students come for 360 development, and today all the schools are speaking that we want to empower our kids and our students, make them future ready, and we are actually preparing our students for the future. We don't know what kind of work will be there, what kind of jobs will be there. Today we talk about unemployment. Unemployment is the largest problem in the country, not in India, globally. This unemployment problem can be solved as entrepreneur. If a lot of people can become a job seeker, they have to transform themselves as a job creator. To transform from job seeker to job creator, one need to build that skill sets. What is that? Confidence, believing in yourself, being innovative, creative, and a problem solver. And they have to build, they have to get perseverance and resilience inside them. That's what they can become a future leader. So we are talking about creating future leader. That's what robotics is essentially. So when we talk about robotics, most of the educators say that robotics is all about technology, but I say try to understand robotics is not about technology only. It's one part is technology, the one part of the coin is technology, the other part of the coin is it helps to develop the future skills among the kids. It empowers our kids or students to be more innovative, to be more creative, and to become a problem solver, to become a critical thinker. And these are the things which are the future skills, and without these we cannot go. We are not talking about artificial intelligence. We are talking about improving our own intelligence, becoming a better problem solver, becoming more innovative, thinking out of box. And once we learn these things, then we are future ready. And for this, robotics is key. Without robotics, we can't go and get there. Now, the second point is that it helps you to stay with the current trend of technology. We are talking about artificial intelligence, we are talking about IoT, we are talking about robotics as a technology. So our students will get in touch with the technology and they'll start working and get involved with this technology. The next point is that robotics is a multidisciplinary subject to learn robotics. I'll tell you a very small example. If I'm learning robotics, then I start loving mathematics. If I'm learning robotics in the robotic lab, I start loving in physics. So most of the students, those who are not performing better on average, and they doesn't understand the practical utility of the science and mathematics and engineering topics or concepts, then they can relate it to robotics. For example, I'm building a robot and there is a wheel, and the wheel got a diameter, and in one rotation this will cover the perimeter, and this is how we are talking about mathematical concept in robotics. Today we are talking about mass, we are talking about friction, and we are building a robot which will climb a slope. So here we are using the science concepts, the technology, mathematical concepts into robotics. So by having a robotic lab and students are working with robotics, they can be score better, they can understand the basic concepts, they can actually work with the concepts what they are learning in the class. So it's a 100% hands-on learning methodology, learning by doing. Hence, I say educators that we must and should have a robotic lab in the schools which will empower your students, and it will allow them to think out of box, develop improve their critical thinking inside them, and they will become better students, they will start performing better, and they can set their goals in a right way because they have early exposure to the technology. And those who are getting early exposure to the technology, they can be the leader of the world. So let's prepare our students and kids to become the future leader, and for that we need to have a robotic lab in your schools. If you want to set up a robotic lab and you want to start robotic training program in your schools, do not forget to reach SAC Robotics Lab. We are there in the market for last 13 to 14 years, and we are a serious robotics education and research company. We have trained more than 1 lakh students across the nation. We have created and developed proprietary do-it-yourself robotic kit backed with a curriculum, and our curriculum is mapped with standard CBSE curriculum, state board curriculums. Along with that, we have created a project-based learning with innovation, entrepreneurship, and AI and coding concepts also there with in our robotic labs. And this is pretty much we are an affordable player, and we are in the journey to make India the next robotic capital. Let's join hands together and make our country India the next robotic capital of the world. And for this we have to teach robotics in every schools, and every student should get involved with robotics. Let's come join hands to make our country India robotic capital of the world, as well as help our youngsters to be the future leader. Thank you.